Rev up your engines!
Valentine Garage says, rust prevention. I got a 98 Econoline that's all electric lift and wheelchair accessible, but it's rusting away. Recently saw zinc attachments being replaced in a boat screw, and I thought, it works on boats. Will it work in cars? No, it won't work in cars. You know, I wondered that myself one time. I thought, they have sacrificial anodes and stuff on boats, so the hull doesn't rust, and they got steel hulls, right? Why not do it in a car? Well, I asked an engineer that question once, and he said, Scotty, the problem is the boat is floating in water. And of course, the ones that have sacrificial anodes is salt water, because the salt's going to rust. It's just like the salt that they put on the roads in the winter to keep the roads from freezing will eat up your car, right? But the boat's floating in it. And when it's floating in it, the sacrificial zinc thing will work. Your car isn't floating in water. It's driving in the air, and it doesn't work that way. The engineer told me, so, well, Scotty, if your car's in the water, in the ocean, floating around, go ahead. It will work then. But since it's in the air, no, it won't work at all. Don't waste your time. And I've seen people sell kits. They're scam artists. Put this in, your car won't rust. No sacrificial anything will keep your car from rusting. You got to coat it with good coating, rinse the salt off. You can't put a sacrificial anode on it that you can in a boat. I thought, hey, it'd be a great idea, because a guy sent me a kit once. And I thought, how am I going to analyze this, right? Because it would take years to totally see if it actually worked, right? You'd have one car with it, one car without it. It would be a royal pain trying to actually do an experiment. But the engineer friend of mine just said, no, Scotty, unless the car is floating in the water, it's not going to help it. So, no, don't do it. It won't do anything. Now, here's a warning. A guy in Chicago heard this noise, looks out at his car, shines a flashlight, and a guy was stealing his catalytic converter, and he shot at him. So, this is why you don't want to shine flashlights at night if you think there's armed thieves around. They will shoot at you, and you got the flashlight. They know where to shoot. Laser dots perfectly fine, but do not use a flashlight at night if you think there's people around that are going to do bad things, because you have just turned yourself into Mr. Open Target. Shoot at the light. That's one of the reasons in World War II that they stopped putting tracer bullets on a lot of the bombers that were flying around, because, of course, if they're shooting tracer bullets to see what they're shooting at night, the people that are shooting at them see, oh, look, the tracers are coming from over there. See, the light is emanating from over there. Go shoot where it's coming from. You don't want to make yourself an obviously lit up target, so don't use a flashlight at night. If you're like me, hey, I got phones that have infrared cameras on them. Yeah, turn it on. Look through the infrared camera. They're not going to see you, but you're going to see them. You want to keep yourself safe. Don't do like this guy in Chicago who didn't shine your flashlight at somebody who's stealing your catalytic converter. You'd want an infrared camera, and then you could see it, right? And they're not going to see you. You don't want to be seen at night by thieves or whoever is going on. You don't want them to know you got a flashlight and you're watching them. Now, you can do things like turn your porch light on, and then they'll see the lights on, and they might run away from that. But don't shine a flashlight if you think there's somebody stealing things, because a lot of thieves have guns, and they will shoot at you because they see where you're coming from. Well, the saga of the man who is suing Tesla for supposed discrimination, he's at it again. He wants to go to court yet again for a third time, because the first time he went, the jury gave him $137 million, right? It's not their money, so they don't care. But the judge said, well, that's total nonsense, and he lowered it to $15 million. So this guy was going to get $15 million, right? Well, Mr. Diaz, the man who was suing, everyone knows I'm not a Tesla fan, but I mean, you can see the absurdity of some of this stuff. He wouldn't accept $15 million, right? Because, oh yeah, the jury gave me $137 million. I don't accept $15 million. So then Mr. Diaz had a retrial, right? Guess what happened in the retrial? He was only awarded $3.2 million. So he went from $137 million to $15 million to $3.7 million. Well, guess what the guy's doing now? He wants to go to court again because he doesn't like the last one. I hope they offer him less and less. And if he goes through 10 more times, maybe they'll offer him $1 or something in the end. So this Diaz guys, his lawyers are now requesting a new trial for U.S. District Judge William Orrick. Well, you know what I hope happens? I hope the Judge Orrick says, okay, we'll do the retrial. Like I say, maybe they'll give him $1. He went from 100-something million to 15 million to 3.7 million. Let's hope he gets offered even less. I mean, we have greed in Ocean here. Hey, if somebody offered me $15 million, baby, I'm going to take it, right? $15 million, but oh no, he's got stars in his eyes, 137 million, right? Now he's down to 3 point something. I hope it goes even lower and lower and lower. Greed is just too much. And these people are clogging our judicial system with things like this. Hey, the guy got offered 15 million, right? He was working for Tesla. He was working in their factory. How much does a factory worker make? You'd think he would have been happy with 15 million, but no. And then it was 3.7 when he asked to be retried, and he was, and he got even less. I don't think this guy learns anything. Kaizen says, my friend's got a 2010 Toyota Prius that needs a brake booster. The dealer wants $4,000 to $5,000 to fix it. An independent mechanic says he wants 2,000 to 2,500 parts and labor. Says it's 8 hours labor. Now, what do you think he should do? It's just a brake booster. Things bolt on and off. Does not take 8 hours to do. Right? You might want to try it himself, but the brake boosters are super expensive. You know how many brake boosters I've seen going bad on those? None. I've never seen one. So there's plenty of Priuses and junkyards that got wrecked. Get a used brake booster and put it on. Save yourself a whole bunch of money. There's a lot of independent mechanics that'll do it, and they'll do it for a lot less than $2,000. I did one once. I think it took me 3 hours, right? Not 8 hours. That's just nonsense. Saying it takes 8 hours to replace it. That's what I'd do. I'd go get a used one. Or if you can find a rebuilt one, I don't know if anybody rebuilds them for those things, but like I said, I have never seen one go bad. Zero I've seen go bad. So you get a used one in a junkyard, should work perfectly fine, and go that route. When you get outrageously expensive parts, there's always junkyards. I'm not a big fan of junkyard stuff, but often I'll do it for customers, because if they say, look, this part cost me $1,200. If I get it at the dealer, I get one in a junkyard for $250. What the heck? It's worth a gamble. Will Broke says, should I install more powerful headlights? My car has H7 55-watt bulbs for the high beams. I don't find them strong enough in the country. Could I upgrade them? All right. Well, of course you can if you want. You can always upgrade things. But here's the thing. There are laws for the brightness of headlights. Before you do anything, check the local laws where you live. How bright can they be? Now, the advantage today is you've got H7s, and those are halogen bulbs, right? You could swap them over to LEDs. And LEDs come in so many different ranges. My advice would be find out what's the brightest allowed light in your state or area, right? And then buy an LED that's that bright. It's a simple do, because LEDs come in a giant long array of brightness and colors. Find out what colors are legal. Like in the United States, it's illegal for anybody but the cops. They have blue lights and stuff. And I see these idiots driving down with LEDs with blue lights. They're just breaking the law. You can't look like a cop car, right? Find what the laws in your area are, and then find the brightest one you can buy and put it in. And the LEDs have such a range. I got LEDs on my wife's Matrix. Man, they're nice and bright. They work great. I've had them in for 3 years. They're still running perfectly fine. And they are nice and bright. So, hey, they last. They don't put out much heat, so they don't melt the plastic, so you don't have to keep replacing the headlamps because the stupid plastic crap melts. LEDs are definitely a plus. The modern ones were great. The older ones were kind of funky. The ballast resistors broke, and they were super expensive because they put them on cars, and the assembly would be like $1,800 for each side. Now you can get LEDs, just put it on just about any car out there. Oh, Elon's at it again with his Teslas. Now he's saying, well, they have an upgrade to their summons feature. If you don't know what that is, like a dog, right? You can summon your Tesla to come get you. Now, the system uses GPS as a target, and it uses the radar and LiDAR on the car so it can avoid people in cars and come to you. I can imagine if a bunch of people actually start using this, they're going to be running into all kinds of things, probably squashing people's cats and dogs along the way. But, hey, for the convenience of people with Teslas, God forbid you might get a little drizzle on you after you go out to get your car, or, oh, I need my car summoned to me. What is it, the king? Summon the jester to me, right? And of course, they've been working on this thing forever. You know it doesn't work right. Just like his full self-driving. What BS that is. How is he even allowed to call it full self-driving? Because it isn't. And by law, it can't even say that it does that. But the name insinuates that it is when it isn't. It's not even a level 3 or a level 4. So it's not self-driving, but they call it. Well, I don't want a car that comes when I summon it. I'll get in the car, turn the key, and then drive on my merry way. Some of this yuppification of our society is going too far. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.